Macca's guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, playing Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. This is a video for the depth achievement slash trophy, which is done during the mission Eliminate the Renegade Threat. Easily one of the hardest missions to get an S rank on, which is why I recommend doing this achievement slash trophy completely separate from that. Do your S rank run through, or even do this run through, and then switch. I don't recommend doing them both at once. Yes, it is possible, but probably not worth it for your average player. Now, to get this achievement, you will need to extract both of the high value targets which you are meant to kill in this level. It's kind of funny that you can get an S rank by extracting them, considering you never actually do the main objective of the mission. But that aside, you want to kill the one guy on the cliff in front of me, then kill the guy in front of the camp, then these two guys that come out of this truck. And I am using the silenced pistol and tranquilizing them. I'm not killing them, as I may have misspoke. Also, as you saw text at the beginning of the video, feel free to reload a checkpoint anytime you need ammo. Like I said, because we're not going for an S rank, I took the liberty of doing it a little bit easier, but also a short method. If you watch other people's methods, it takes a lot longer for them to do this achievement. I thought I got it down pretty well. Now, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put a lot of people to sleep, and you're going to probably need at least 2 full clips of ammo, so you're going to need at least 1 retry. But after those 4 dudes, you're going to come up the little hill to the left, and feel free to just use some of the extra time to mark as many people as you need. I'm going to take out these 2 guards in front of me. However, if you take out the guard in the tower too early, the guard on the road right there will notice him, and that can cause a little bit of a problem. So just wait for these 2 guys. And now we're basically home free to run all the way across this little left-hand side. There are trucks that drive around the map, so I did move this guy just in case. Didn't want to cause too much of commotion. But because he is sleeping, the guard would only wake him up, and it wouldn't be a full alert. If he was dead, there would be a full alert. Doesn't matter. Now, mark that guy in the tower. I try to go for the world's longest tranquilization headshot at like 80 meters. I actually think it does hit him, but it takes a long time for it to sink in because I think I hit him in the chest or a really lower body. So it takes a lot longer for him to fall asleep than the average person. I move in a little closer. You are going to want to take out this tower guy. He does get in the way a little bit. It's not 100% necessary, but I recommend it. Now make sure to mark these 3 guys here. That middle bald guy is my target. The game will tell me he's my target. Even if it doesn't, that is always your target. Some of the other characters do switch around and they randomize. The 2 targets on the map will always be the same. One of them is a bald white dude, and then one of them is a black dude. I believe he wears a beret, but we're going to have to double check that a little later on. Now that all these guys are taken out, you'll see exactly what I'm aiming up for. I'm just marking enemies to make sure I don't miss anyone, because I don't want anyone sneaking up behind me and noticing me. Yes, I do get put into reflex mode, I think, during the mission. That's normal, but I definitely don't want to be caught out and cause an enemy alert status. So now that I've opened that gate up behind me, that's just to save me time later. It's not 100% necessary. Take out this guy in the camp. There will be 1 dude in there, and he wanders about. He can get in the way, so take him out. There's also a camera in there, so I don't recommend running around there too much, but you can if you want. Now, right now would actually be a very good time to call in a helicopter to the landing zone that is closest to my current location. I don't do that. I end up calling it in later, which means I have to end up waiting for it for about a minute or 2, which is normal. But I thought I'd let you know that you're free to call in a helicopter at that moment. Now, once these 2 guards are coming my way, and the car drove by on my right hand side, I showed you that car, put both of these enemies to sleep. 1 shot each. I'm going to use 3 or 4 just because I missed a few through the bushes. And once they're both put to sleep, pick up the one guy who is not your target and put him in a bush. I'm going to do that just for safety. Now there is 1 enemy right there, and I think he does notice me, but I end up also tranquilizing him, so he's not that important, but I do recommend taking him out. Now that I pick up my target, which is this bald dude, I double check this target here, and I do take him out just in case. He can get in the way, although he walks back and forth a lot. Anyways, he's out. Now we're going to go for the chopper. As I said, hopefully it's called in and already almost here. If it's not like me, I will fast forward the mission a little bit for you guys so you don't have to watch me do it. But you see me calling my helicopter to that location on the map to come pick up this bald guy. Now, don't leave him at the extraction point and then, you know, do him later. Do him right now because, like, extract him right now because I don't actually come back to this part of the map for the rest of the game. So just get rid of him and then we'll move on to our next target. So here you see me while I'm waiting for my chopper. This is an extra step you don't need to take if you don't want to. I'm just looking out for enemies and marking the ones that I can. Like that guy, he's too far for me, so it won't mark him, which is stupid because he's clearly in the middle of my screen. That guy is marked, and then there's a third guy I see here, but was able to mark him. So just mark whoever you can while you're waiting for your chopper if you have to wait like me. And then eventually the chopper will come as seen here. Put the guy in the chopper and then we'll go back into the mission. Make sure you don't accidentally leave the mission. Now, one part I don't really like, I think is a little bit stupid, is that you don't restock on your ammo when you get into the helicopter. It seems like if that's the helicopter that drops you off, it would have enough ammo for you to refill your pistol, but it doesn't. Anyways, I don't have that much pistol ammo. Feel free to reload checkpoint if you need to. Just make sure it saves. And so now we're going to run for our next target. You can basically run as much as you want based on the fact that you've taken out like 99% of the enemies in this area. There's one dude that I marked that runs around a bit, which is in front of me right now. So I wanted to make sure he didn't notice me. So I just went behind here and crouched for a few seconds just to make sure that I wouldn't be spotted. Because it is daytime, the line of sights the enemies have are very, very, very far. And they can literally see you almost halfway across the map. I've been spotted at over 70 meters, which seems like a fair bit, because that's probably too far for most pistols to reach in a single shot. Now that I'm here, I'm going to take out the guard in the tower, and that'll take me a few shots here because of how far I am. Now, the way the pistol works, if you shoot him in the chest and you wait long enough, he will actually go down. I actually ended up getting a headshot at 41 meters, which isn't too bad, actually. That's one of the longer ones, as you saw the record there. Now, I did reload the checkpoint, which is why you saw a little bit of a shift there in my camera. You should still have more or less the exact same thing I have going on my screen at this moment. Now, you have to also know that if you start an enemy alert status, which is when you're spotted and not able to neutralize the enemy that spots you in time, or you use something like an explosive, the other enemy, which is the dude in the guard tower that I spotted earlier, he will run away and leave the map for good. He will not return. So you got to make sure that you're putting all these enemies to sleep, but you're not causing too much of a ruckus. Now, you'll see on my screen when I turn the camera, behind that tanker, you see 3 enemies in there. The 3 enemies that travel together that I marked in the guard tower earlier are 2 guards and the main enemy that you're going to need to extract for the depth achievement. Now, you're going to want to get in here and turn off this little power station, which will also trigger a checkpoint. Now, right after that, I ended up restarting the checkpoint, so some stuff might be a tiny bit off. You'll see what I mean. Now, when we walk through here, where I'm aiming, there is usually an enemy. I think he was taken out prior to a checkpoint, and then the checkpoint restarted, and it put me back here, and he's not alive. Anyways, you're going to want to take out the 3 guards right here with this tranquilizer pistol. You're going to probably need a few shots if they're that far away, and they will be turned away from you, so they are a little bit hard to hit. But if you put 1 tranquilizer into each of their chests, they will eventually all go to sleep. And there's also 1 guard in the very back of that area who does occasionally walk back and forth and go onto that balcony on my left side. There's also a guard on the left of my screen very close to me. I did take him out. You'll want to keep that in mind. Now that the 6 guards, there's a total of 6 guards, the 3 that travel together, there's 1 on the right, 1 behind me now, and then 1 far in front of me. Now that all 6 of the guards are taken out in this area, you're safe to run about, do whatever you want. Use your binoculars to identify the proper guy. Pick him up. You're going to want to put him in the back of this truck. And because there's no enemies in this area, you're free to drive off. Now, you're going to want to take a right-hand turn from where this truck is parked. The truck will always be in this area as long as you don't get here too early. You might have to wait for it to come. There's another guard that I took out earlier that went in between the checkpoints, so hopefully that's cool. Open the gate, get in the car, and drive out of the mission. It is that simple. Now, because this car doesn't have any covering and it's not like a truck or anything, you can be spotted. As you saw, I got a little bit too close to that guy, and he did spot me and the guy in the back. They may start shooting at you. You won't really have a problem escaping. There's not enough guys to really do any damage to you. Cross the bridge, keep driving, and the mission is over. Bam, that's both of the guys extracted, and the achievement will unlock at the end of the mission. Now, I did get a B rank, which isn't actually terrible. If I did a little bit faster and I didn't have to retry as many times, I might have even gotten, who knows, an A rank. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you found the video useful. Check out my channel, and hopefully I see you next time. Peace.